So here we are at Elohim Covenant's website, and I want to show you how to change and add in news items, which are these things right here. Really all this is how the system uses its default blog post. I'll show you here. We've got on this one we have a sidebar over here, just to let you know you can actually have these with or without sidebars, but this is how it looks with a sidebar. Things are maybe a little shoved over here, but we have a 980 by 360 pixel image, which is nice because you'll see if we don't have a sidebar, let's look at test news item number 2, which I don't believe has a sidebar. If it doesn't have a sidebar, this is a nice size picture that will cover the entire top here, but yet at the same time not be so tall as to take up the majority of the page, because really what we're doing is we're going to give them some type of content in this post. That's what we have right here. I'm going to go into the administrative dashboard. I want to show you where these are. These, let me go back here and open this up, because I will want to show you step by step what all of this stuff is here. Here we have posts, okay? And we're going to go into all posts and take a look at all the posts that we currently have in the system. You'll see we have Test News 1, 2, and 3. Here I have opened up Test News 3. So let's go over here to Test News 3. I'm going to click on that. Now I could have clicked, when I was back here, I could have just as easily clicked Add New if I wanted to add a new one. Okay, but I want to go ahead and I want to edit one that we already have, which is going to take you into the exact same interface. You're going to give it a title. Down here is where you'll put your content. Okay. Here's some options. You can tell it whether you want it to have a sidebar, if you want the sidebar to be on the left, on the right, if you want it to have both sidebars. Thumbnail image, if you were going to use these in a portfolio layout, you could put a thumbnail image, but we're not doing that. We're actually setting a featured image right over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this featured image we have right here, so I can show you how we're going to do that. And I'm going to click on Set Featured Image, and I'm going to set this image right here, which is not it is actually 640 by 424, and that's okay. Do not care. That doesn't matter. So what it's going to do is, since if we didn't have a sidebar, it would shove it over to the left. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give this a right sidebar, sidebar 1. I could give it a category if I wanted to. I could add a new category, but I'm going to leave it uncategorized. You could have the format, standard or quote. The quote just puts a little quote before the actual content over here. A little quote mark is all it does. We're just going to go ahead and click Update. And now, when we view this portfolio item, I'm going to come back over here. Here's test news number 3. I mean this post. When we view this post, as you can see now, we've got our sidebar over here. We've got our picture. It's been moved over here and been formatted fine. And here we also have some content. So now I'm going to come back here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this featured image. I'm going to put the original featured image that I had back in there, which is this placeholder image right here is what I'm going to do. Okay, easy as that. That's all you have to do. You can upload a new file if you want. It goes right through the media gallery. The media gallery is very useful, very, very useful to upload and input stuff. And now I'm going to put an attachment. I'm going to attach a PowerPoint to this. So I'm going to come up here to add media. I already have a PowerPoint in the system. It's right here, presentation1.pptx. And all I'm going to do is click it. So I've got a little checkbox right there, and then I'm going to click Insert into Post. That's all I'm going to do. Now I'm going to click Update. And you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to come down here and I'm going to get rid of the sidebar. Tell it I don't want any sidebars. Click Update. Now when we come back over here, and now when we refresh our page, now we're going to see that our sidebars disappeared. We have our 980 by 300 pixel placeholder image in here. We've got our content, but now we also have a link directly under our content. And we also, by the way, it'll also show about the author. If you have a avatar in the system, the avatar that you have in the system will be placed right there. It will also say your name, and we'll also give them an option to look at all the posts that you have done. I'll just open that up in another page here real quick so you can see what that looks like. And this just shows all the postings. It shows test news item 1, 2, and 3 that I inputted into the system. So it's just a quick way for them to do that. But here I've got this link that links to presentation 1, and when I click on it, I get a download folder, and I could also just open directly up with Microsoft PowerPoint. So anyway, that is and if you don't want if you do not want a post in the system anymore, you can just come over to all posts and then hover over the post, and move it directly there to the trash. And remember, when you in WordPress, when you move stuff to the trash, it's not going to ask you if you want to do that. The moment you click trash, it's going to move it there. So if all of a sudden you see something like here, I've got test news item 1, I click trash, but I didn't mean to actually do that, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, it disappeared. Well, up here you're going to see all, published, and trash. And if you just come over to trash right here, you can actually just click restore, and it'll bring it right back. You have a choice between restore and delete permanently in there. And now I've restored it. Now you'll see, since there's nothing in the trash, all I get is all and published up here. That's normal. If there's nothing in the trash, it's not going to put that in there. So that is how in this particular system you edit and add news postings.